After last week's mind-blowing episode with All Might vs. All for One, we find out that he can no longer use his power for hero duties again and retired as a hero as well as the symbol of peace. This week's episode, Season 3, Episode 12, we sort of get an idea of the aftermath of what went down with the last episode. The first scene shows that the higher-ups of the police department talk about the devastation that could come with All Might being retired. One of them mentions that Tomura and his League of Villains have constantly been more threatening every time they make their attack, and that causes more problems for the citizens' safety as well as their trust for the Hero Association. Another one mentions that without the symbol of peace, that is All Might, there is no one that the people can count on while the League of Villains are getting more threatening. I like that this was mentioned because not only does it give it a sense of the impact All Might had on these people being the symbol of peace, with giving them hope, letting them know that things are going to get better even though things are looking bad. He gave that kind of impact. He kind of gave that impact of these people, and now that he's gone, things are looking a little bad now. But it also gives Tomura a build-up, and he is the main antagonist of the series, so this is very good that Tomura got built up like this. Even Tomura himself is learning from his past mistakes and is becoming a stronger and better villain every time, with the police department acknowledging that. There is a sort of misconception that main villains do not struggle and are always threatening just because they're the main villains. Even villains can develop and become better, which is what I like about what the writer did with Tomura. Both Deku and Tomura are developing, one becoming a better hero, whereas Tomura becoming a better villain. The police department being scared of this shows that Tomura is succeeding at becoming better at his villainous actions. We then see All Might and Aizawa together going to Class 1A's house and telling them about a new program they implemented called the UA Dorming Program. After what happened to the UA students at the training camp and Bakugo's kidnap, this makes sense. They need to keep an eye on the students' safety from the villains as well as teach them to become heroes. I feel like they should have showed scenes of them meeting Ida, Kirishima, Todoroki, or Yao Yuzuru's parents, in the episode, because they were the ones who went into the whole all for one battlefield and they were involved in the rescuing of Bakugo. Showing Jiro's parents was kind of unnecessary, but it was kind of nice and a very comedic moment as well. But I felt like they could have at least showed maybe Yao Yuzuru's parents or Ida's family and their reaction to this whole thing, since Ida and Yao Yuzuru and Kirishima even were involved in this little thing. When they visited Bakugo's parents, you could definitely tell that being not chill runs in that family. That family is... Oh man, I feel bad for the dad. Honestly, this is the dad I feel bad for. He's all calm and collected and nervous. And the mom and Bakugo, oh my god. Oh my god. I do not want to... That family would be amusing to see. But it was nice to see that Bakugo's mom appreciated Aizawa for believing in Bakugo and believing that, the villains aren't going to make him into a villain. They're not going to tell him that to join their side, that he believes that Bakugo truly wants to be a hero, despite, the kind of attitude he has and the type of person he is. Being a hero is his dead set goal. UA has taken a lot of criticism, but Aizawa has done his best to try to make the situation less terrible. It shows that he is a truly caring person, and even though he doesn't like being in the media, he will do it if it means helping his students become safe, because he is still a hero. He may not be flashy or popular, but that's not what a hero is all about. It's someone who helps others and saves them and does what they need to do to get the job done. And Aizawa cares about that heavily. He truly does care about being a hero, or else why would he want to be one? It definitely makes sense, and seeing this really helps us appreciate Aizawa more. We then see All Might himself visiting Deku and his mother. Surprisingly, the mother refused to accept Deku into this dorm program as well as being in UA, which is something we usually don't see with these type of characters. Usually moms in anime, shonen anime, are more laid back. They're more into supporting their son for the danger, but seeing her become more realistic, it's kind of a nice touch too, because a lot of realistic moms would be opposed to this. I mean, given that, Deku's time in UA has been very dangerous, it's been very risky, he's gotten injured like how many times? Like it's understandable. It is very understandable. All Might going on his knees and putting his head down to ask once again from Deku's mom was very fascinating. It was a very interesting scene, and honestly, I'm not really surprised by it, to be honest. He's not the type of guy who thinks of himself as a higher being. He really isn't. He cares about everyone, and he will do what it takes to really prove that he will protect Deku, and he will make sure that things go well, and that he wants Deku to be the next symbol of peace. He entrusts his role to Deku because he truly believes Deku is the right person to have that role. And he even said to himself that he would risk his life in order to protect him. He's willing to give his life for his safety. It's a very big thing. It really shows, how important Deku is to All Might and why All Might did choose Deku. Very, very, very interesting scene. Very interesting scene. Deku's mom telling him, "You shouldn't say you are willing to risk your life," goes to show that she truly understands Deku's admiration for All Might and knows that throughout his childhood, Deku did look up to All Might and needs him and gives him purpose. And we definitely see that throughout his childhood. He admires him a lot. He looks up to him and he wants to be the hero that All Might was as well. It shows the big relationship and bond that the two characters have. All Might inspires Deku to become a strong hero, and Deku always impresses All Might about how courageous and generous he is, and how daring he is as well. Both aspire to learn from each other and seek out to protect each other and protect others by helping each other out. This episode was great, and I'm looking forward to seeing how the UA students are when they are living at UA and the experiences and the next journey they will take together.